Welcome to another episode. Back with my family. Shemaine Kelly, how you doing today, family?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm great, man. Just building and plotting and just focusing. Just focusing in. It's been a long time since I just focus on me every day. So just focusing in on what I need to do. How Vegas treating you out there, man? It's been about a few months since you've been there.
Yeah, almost 2 months. It's all right. I can't complain too much. It's a lot of opportunity out here. I'm into
Yeah.
investing and stuff, so there's a lot of that going on. Seminars and stuff all the time. So eventually, I'll start getting out to some of those. But
Yeah, the security company. I'm a regional manager for Shield of Valor. My one of the COO, he's out there in Vegas.
okay,
And then the CEO, he be in Vegas a lot. And I think another lady we just put on the team. Matter of fact, we got a staff meeting later on tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna be coming out there, man, the next couple months or so. So I'm gonna have to pull up on y'all, man, and introduce you so you can know some good brothers out there. They was part of part of the Marines. I got in
okay.
trouble last time I messed up and said the Army or something. I almost started a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll be playing.
Yeah, man. So that's some cool guys, though, man. But yeah, so tell me what you tonight we're gonna be talking about. Like just average costing and buying stocks as they, average cost buying,
hmm
and we're gonna just talk about the importance of buying in the dip or the crash because we're told when it's crashing or it's going down, it's a bad thing, and that's really the opportunity for you to get back in where you couldn't or you got in at a bad numbers. It's time for you to average cost down. So that's why I want to connect the average costing. So if you bought something at 200, but now it's at 150.
hmm
You can keep buying it as it go down, and it takes your average cost down. A lot of people still think you stuck at that 200 number that you average
hmm
that you bought it in. So we want to go over something like that, man. So just first of all, tell us how what the stock's been look like this week. I know September is normally a crash month,
Yep,
So
that's good for
what's
us
your
though.
observation of how things
Good
been
for
going
us.
so far?
So what's this? The 16th. So the first of the month, yeah, is historically a bad month for stocks. So stocks have been going down early in the month, which is great for me, for us that know the game. So just buying more, getting our positions up, and then as of today, though, the Dow Jones closed at another high. So it's been another high for the year. So if you bought in early in the month when everybody is talking about, oh, it's crashing, here you go already at another high and 16 days later, so the market just comes in ebbs and flows, man. We just got to know when to catch the wave, and that's all it really is. But it's going good. I don't have any complaints, you know.
And that's why I think it's important to talk about averaging cost and the average cost of buying in and buying in a dip. So, like I always try to tell people, especially people I talk to, it's like buying having your favorite pair of Jordans or something. I try to relate it to what people can
hmm
think of. And if that pair of Jordans on sale for, that pair of Jordans is normally $200, but today it's on sale for 100. Now you can buy two pairs of that same Jordan. So
hmm
I try to connect it in simple ways like that. But when you talking to people about like buying in a dip or buying when it's crashing, what's your way of trying to explain to them why it's good instead of them being scared that it's going down? That's actually a good thing.
It's the same way. I try to relate it to what they're already used to, something that's relatable to them because everybody don't think in terms of stocks and money and stuff like that all the time. So you gotta be able to relate it to something that they know, So I do it the same way: clothes, shoes, whatever people wear, cars. People are into that. Car parts. That's another big thing. Like people are into stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like, look, if I give you $200, right? And I say you could pay me back for $100, or $150, would you do it? You know, or if I say you give me $200 and I'll give you $350 back if you give me another $100. So you're gonna make $50, right? So who's gonna do that? If they got it, they're gonna do that. They're gonna like, yeah, I'll take that extra money. It's the same thing. When you think about it, it's just reverse engineering it. So it's like, okay, I paid $100 for this stock. Now it dropped to $75. I could sell it and lose $25, or I could buy another one at $75. Now I have two for $175 instead of I have two, which the average of that was what 12.50, 87.50 now instead of $100. So now the price that I pay for two stocks is less than the price that I pay for one stock. So when you know the math and when you can explain it to people like that, and you're like, okay, now on top of that, maybe this stock that you're getting pays you a dividend. So now you're gonna get more money from that dividend every month or every 3 months, and now you get more money on top of that. So it's like when you can break it down and when you know it and you can explain it to people in a way that they understand, it makes it a no brainer. It's like Coke. Coke is one of the biggest ones that I'm into when it comes to dividend stocks because Coke ain't going nowhere. Coke is a multi-billion-dollar business, and all over the world. So when stuff happens like supply chain issues and all that, Coke goes up in price because there's less of it. Cool. That means the stock gonna go up. Cool. And then when there's supply and demand and COVID and all that, when people are going out, it dipped, right? Because there's not as much demand for it. So cool. Now the price go down. So during COVID, I think Coke was down to like 30 something dollars a share. It was like $36, $37 a share, $40 a share, something like that. Now it's up to like $70 a share. And on top of that, they pay you for just owning the stock. It's like, why would I not do that? I'm getting, like, no kidding. If I put, let's say, $70 a share, if I bought two shares, $140, I would get more money from that $140 in a year than I would from $10,000 sitting in my bank account. Like, when you can relate that to people, like, that 12 cents you're getting over there, you can get $3 over here or whatever the case may be. Then they're like, dang, like you paid a lot less money and you got more for your money than you did from the bank. How can I do that? So that's all it is, man. It's knowing the game, knowing how stocks work, how dividends work, how the markets work, and making your money work for you. That's really all it is.
And it's getting the comfortability of not needing to have your cash in your hand. Our community, we like to see our money. We like to have it in the bank so we can pull it out soon we want to. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So and that's why I started, wearing the shirts called Cash Poor Asset Rich. And it's that I want us to get out of love with having the cash and get in love with more of the assets. Like if I ride by one of my properties, or I can look into my Robinhood or my Charles Schwab, even though that's money I can still grab if I just had to. I like to look at it like money I can't grab and just watch it grow and just become an art at growing it. Because I tell people, I say it all the time, like I shop a lot too. I just shop for stocks and stuff that can bring me money back. Like I don't care about the clothes and stuff, but I do spend a lot of money, but it's just into the stock market and other avenues or my businesses or my brands. That's where I spend all my money at. So it's not about spending your money or spending all your money, but what is your money bringing back to you? What is the value of your money, especially now? Like we don't know, and the stock market does have something to do with the election, but the stock market gonna go up and down regardless. It's just about playing your cards right. But are we prepared if it's a real bad time, or how long can you survive if it's a bad? And that's what we don't think about until it's too late. And that's why I really believe that stocks is one of the vehicles because I like the real estate game. I like I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I like a lot of the stuff, the brands and all that. But the more I fall in love with this stock market and really just watch the power of it, and then you can, so you can swing trade, you can buy the stocks for the long haul, you can day trade. It's just so many different ways. But what if it's going down? Like I've saw guys make tens of thousands catching it in the put while it's going down, so like so you can buy when it's going down, you can puts when it's going down, you benefit from having it when it's low. Like right now I'm buying some different stuff right now that people are not gonna care about it until it's on Facebook. And then, like I tell them, by the time I make it Facebook, the people that's been buying it while nobody's talking about it, that's the people that get rich. The people that's buying it when it's on Facebook, you're finna catch that crash because most people gonna start selling. By the time we get to Facebook, people like me that's been sitting on it for a while, or people like you gonna be like, it's time to cut a little bit off the top now. This thing's shooting out the roof, So it's about understanding the game, but being in it and not waiting to, oh man, it's a fad. Or GameStop. Let me buy a GameStop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. You might get in and get lucky, but there's really an art to it. And I used to think it was gambling, but when you realize like the way you can buy stocks. Some of these stocks are introvert stocks that when the stock market going down, it goes up. So I'm learning about all that type of stuff. I'm like, man, when you really get it's real sophisticated when you get into it. And master it and study it is really a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no way to like completely lose unless the stock market just dies, and that's never happened even in the Great Depression. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. The inverse indexes, that's what those are.
Yeah. I give to them. I've been tapped in for the last 3-6 months on them. I'm like, hold on, man. And I see it every time all the stocks shoot down. That buys up. So when the stock's shooting up and it goes down, that's when I buy more. And then when it reverses, it shoots up. I'll sell a little bit off the top, and just keep playing that little same game with that, So I'm getting deep into it, man. I'm getting into
it. Yeah, all that stuff that's the beauty of the stock market. Like, it doesn't matter what's happening. If it's going up, if it's going down, if it's going sideways, you can make money. Like, and once you understand how to do it, you can literally make money every day. Like people make a living off this. This is their job, taking money out the stock market every day. And like, once you learn the power of it and you can do that, you can work from anywhere. You can work when you want to, where you want to. I mean, even crypto stuff like that, that's 24-hour market. So even that's, weekends, holidays, all that crypto is still going on as well. So you literally can work anywhere, anytime you want. Once you get the stock market and all this stuff down.
Yeah, all you need is Wi-Fi. You got Wi-Fi, you good. You know what I'm saying? I have I kind of follow like 2 or 3 people when it comes to like the trade and the option trading and all that. And man, like one guy, he was like, man, I work 3 days a week, 2 hours a day, and make 7 figures a year. You know what I'm saying? Just off trading, just like that. Just because now he got it down to when you at the beginning you got to study more and you got to know all that, but now he just watch news. When he look at it, he already know what he's looking at, this and that. He break it down real quick, couple of hours, and he can set it up and be gone for the day. Even if it ain't at his numbers yet, he already got it sitting. When he hit this number, it triggers this. That stuff I haven't got to that level yet, but it's like, man, that's some power, bro. Like, I'm talking about, it don't matter what kind of job you got, it don't matter what kind of investments you got, it don't matter about, of course, real estate, I'm a champion for it all. So I don't really put one over the other, because to me, it's all about personality too. Because no matter, it's a lot of hustles that's good, but they not even hustles. There's a lot of things that's profitable and good, but they just, my energy or my who I am, it just, I know it makes money, but I'm not into it like that. So that got something to do with it too. Yep. But man, I think every group, every business, everybody in business or every person should have somebody in their life that's in the stock market. Even if you're not personally, I think everybody should have somebody on their team. They're kind of like, okay, we got this business, but we're gonna put trading as a back end part of it. Like when I look at the stock market, that's how I see it. I see like having trading facilities where it's groups of us that just get there and trade as a group or trade as individuals. Like, I look at it as a big thing, man, because it's like it's a power that our community sleep on, we scared of because we've never been taught it, so it's kind of scary. But if we can just get over that, and we see how you can print money, like literally print money, like literally, like my mentor prints every day, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, like regularly, like, so I make I do a big option trade. Like today, I did an option trade. I did 2 of them. One I'm sitting on for a couple more days, but the other one made me like a quick 150. I was like, you know what I'm saying? And he over there looking like, yeah, I just made me 20,000, but that's regular to him, just because we doing the same trades, but he buying more contracts. So
right, exactly.
It's about building that up. But I'm just like, bro, there's the power in that when you can wake up every day. Like, I don't care how good your business is, how smart you is, how your real estate looking. You can't wake up and just force your real estate to sell today or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get up and like in your stocks and you can trade and swing and do this. You can literally get up every day and take care of that. And once you master that, it's a power. It's just a feeling that I noticed the guys that mentor me with it. It's just like, can't be touched. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so powerful, bro. Like, man, I wanted to take my mind to Miami, so I went into the market and pulled out 10,000 for the day. I'm gonna take, just like, it's just effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man?
And that's the thing too, when you can do it and it's not even your own money. When you be like, "Hey, I want to take a trip, I want to take a vacation," and you're
Yeah.
like, "Man, I'm gonna go get somebody else money, and I'm gonna pay for my lifestyle with somebody else money, and I'm gonna
You
keep my
know,
money right here." It's crazy.
and
It's
then you take
crazy.
your laptop and all that. So when you're trading and traveling, now you can write it off because you're doing business. You know what
Yep,
I'm
it's a
saying? Like,
business trip. Yep.
yeah, it's a business trip. Like, so and that's the part I'm learning now with the writing off the rooms and all the equipment and different things
Hmm.
like that. 'Cause, so I'm still at the lower level of it, but I'm getting it down because like I don't care how many books I sell, how big the Wealth is Gangster brand. I don't care how any of that goes, fam. Like the
Hmm.
market gonna be connected to everything I do because I feel like even every business I should be pulling something out and putting it to the market. Like
Yeah,
every
and
single thing I do.
on top of that, like people talk about all the millionaires, billionaires of the world, whatever, right? When you look at all these people, self-made or not, most of the people who got their wealth got it from the stock market. That's just a fact. Like, unless you were gifted millions of dollars, like you made millions of dollars in the stock market, billions and billions of dollars. The most famous one, Warren Buffett, everybody talks about, right? He wasn't making millions of dollars. He wasn't worth a million until he was, I think, 38 is when he got his first million or something like that. And then like his first 10 million was like 55 or something like that. And then like he
Oh,
built it up from there. But he got it by buying businesses and going public and selling it on the stock market. Like, that's how he made his wealth, having shares and stocks in the companies that he sold. So Tesla, Elon Musk, same way. He came out of nowhere. Why? Because of Tesla. Once Tesla went public and SpaceX, he had all these shares that was in the stock market, which made him the richest man in the world. It's the stock market making all these people rich, and we're just sitting on the sideline like, man, how are these people doing it? Like, how they get so much of this? How they get so much of that? It's like, but we don't take the time to try to understand it, to even look into it. Most of us.
yeah.
I know my parents didn't. Our parents usually don't, and then obviously it was different times. I get that, right? You know, people were just trying to survive back then, but I'm like, man, somebody could have went to a library and helped me out. I wish, it's told me something, bought me a stock when I was born, something,
Yeah.
but it's definitely something that a skill that I've learned. I'm passing on to my kids so they can learn and so they can be able to take care of themselves, not depend on me and their mom and whoever else for anything. If they need something, they'll be able to know how to go get it the right way.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and just and having it and sitting on, especially like you said, read about them young, like man, just sitting on that stuff over time, that becomes more powerful. Like one of the things you was talking about earlier that I'm getting into, because it's one guy I follow. He don't do no trade. He don't do nothing. All he do is buy stocks for dividends. So
mhm,
he can get his monthly. And he was talking about he showed like my first check I got was like $1. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And years later, he made thousands of dollars a month off these different stocks. So he's winning on the value going up in these stocks, and he's
mhm.
getting a dividend that pays his monthly bills and all this type of stuff. And
Yep.
but over time, like he got some stocks that I put $10 a day into this stock, and that stocks was at 3,000. Then it said 20,000 years later. You know what
Mhm,
I'm saying? Like and
mhm.
reinvest the dividend. So it's just so many different ways to keep feeding the machine, as they say. Once they get going, and
Yep.
man, that money just start. And what I always say is like, no matter what kind of job you got that gives you your retirement plan or any of that, we can set up our own retirement plan within that. Just by
Mhm,
what because a lot of people ask me, because I don't have that work history like that, so they like,
mhm.
you did doing businesses, you've been doing this all your life, so what's your retirement? I said, well, stock market, my properties, my brands, like
Mhm.
that's what I'm gonna have to live off of when I
Yep.
get older. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
what I always tell people, when that company takes your money for 20, 30 years, they put it in three places, and we can put them in those same three places. They put it in insurance policies, they put it in the stock market, and they put it in real estate.
Yep.
That's where I got mine at now without the company. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, so of course a lot of them match and all that stuff is great, but I'm just saying, not even knocking what the company do. I'm just saying you can do that on your own too.
Yep.
Outside of that, like even if you do got a job and you got a nice retirement, you can start focusing on your another one, so you don't have to be with that 2-3 time retiree. What they say, people have retired and have to go get another job. And this and that. Like, you could be building up another retirement plan outside of whatever you got going for your job simply by the stock market.
Yep, and that's what I'm doing. I got this. This is my, plan to retire from the military and have that, but I don't want to work my whole life. Like, I can, if I do this right, I can be done at 40, 45 years old, not have to work again, and just have money coming in. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that's not everybody's goal, but that's my goal right now.
I don't know why. I don't know. We've been taught to work hard and break our backs all our life, man.
Yep.
And it's not saying 45 retirement. 45 is where you can really start living now, because you're not having to be somewhere for hours. You got the time for your kids, your wives, to travel the world, whatever you want to do, and you're not strained for money. You're not, I want to take this vacation, but my retirement check, you don't have to live like that.
You first or whatever.
Yeah. Nah, that should be the goal.
And this is not even to say that I'm never going to work again after 45. You know what I'm saying? It's just saying that I'll have that option. If I want to sit down for a little bit, take a couple weeks off, I'm not going to worry about, do I got enough money to pay the rent, or the light's going to get cut off. Like, I know that I'll be good. And if I don't, I'll pull out my laptop
and go
make
for
a couple moves, and I'll be like, all right, we're straight now. So that's the power of it, man.
Yeah, that's the power. And what made me get into the stock market heavy, like, I always knew about it. I played with it. But I ain't gonna say heavy. That's when I started taking it more serious, because I really still haven't took it as serious as I'm supposed to, besides the last year and a half. But during COVID, I'm like a person that, like, I be doing multiple things. I got multiple hustles, grinds, little businesses, stuff like that, right? But I never seen it. But I was like, okay, well, if this business slow, I can survive off this business or this product, or I can sell this. I never thought about the whole world shutting down and the whole, everything. And that's when I was like, hold on, I need another vehicle. And that's when I went to the stock market. Like, man, like, as long as you got your laptop, even when it's crashing right now because of this and that, you can make money in it. So that's what I really started taking notice and got more serious with it. Because I was like, hold on, this is something that won't stop. The world have to stop for the stock market to stop.
Yeah, for sure. And even then, it still won't, because somebody making something. We thinking the world stopped. We can't go to restaurants. They still making masks. They still making.
No, I'm talking about the world stop. Like, ain't no more human beings.
Oh, yeah. There's always gonna be somebody trading something. Always. Yeah. So that, and then, so I've always been into it, right? Like, I've studied Warren Buffett for a while, and I'm like, man, one of my his quotes that I live by is, if you can't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work for the rest of your life until you die. So I was like, man, I don't really want to do that, so let me figure this out. Then I'm like, okay, what did he do? He got into the stock market doing this. Okay. Then I started getting into the stock market a little bit. Obviously, I started with a lot less money because I ain't have all that, but cool. Started doing it. And then his partner, Charlie Munger, he just died a little while ago, but he even expanded on it, right? So he was like, all right, everybody knows Warren Buffett, stock market, blah, blah, blah. Because Charlie Munger got his start the same way, through the stock market, co-founder with Warren Buffett, all that. And he's like, look, find a way to get your hands on $100,000. He's like, $100,000 is the magic number of where everything starts to multiply like crazy. He was like, so then he broke it down. He's like, okay, if you get $100,000 and you put it in the stock market and it gains 10% like it has since 1932, then you will get another $70,000 basically. Well, no, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. Your money will double in 7 years. So if your money doubles every 7 years and you started out with 100 grand, in 10 years, you're gonna be close. You're gonna be a millionaire, And it's like, it's crazy how that happens. And then all the other stuff you learn with the dividends, reinvesting, and all the other stuff that comes with it, like, and how you can make more money with leverages and puts, and you can do the inverse ETFs and all this other stuff. Like, it just blows your mind. It's like, dang, I could have been at 100 grand a long time ago. I'm thinking I got to put the money I'm getting from McDonald's, my work money, into the stocks, not knowing that I can be leveraging that using other people's money to get my money up, and then give them a percentage, like basically a loan, It's called margin. If anybody out there's listening, but it's margin. So you put your money in, and they'll give you a loan on a percentage of your money that you already have in there. So say you got $1,000, they'll give you margin on $500. So now you got $1,500 to buy stocks with and leverage and all that instead of just the $1,000 that you had. And as you keep going up, those numbers get bigger. If you got $10,000, now you got $15,000 that you could use. And depending on the stock, you can get up to 80-90% margin. So with $10,000, you could have $19,000 to buy stuff with. So once you start getting up to those higher numbers, like it gets exponentially greater, and it's that much easier to make money because you can buy more stocks and they don't have to move that much for you to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you're buying a whole bunch of stocks at $1 and you bought 19,000 of them and it goes up 5 cents, you just made a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be these, $50 movements. Yeah. You can make money on real small movements, but you just got to buy a lot of the stock. And once people get that too, that changes the game too. Because, when we get in, we want to hit home runs. That's all we think about.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, I'm buying this dollar stock. If it goes up to $10, I'll be rich.
Yeah.
But not knowing if you bought, $19,000, $20,000 at one and it goes up 10 cents. It don't got to go up $10. It go up 10 cents. Now you done made $1,000. Yeah. So like those are the type of mindsets that we shift to as we get deeper in the game. We go from the home run mentality to, okay, let me get on base. Yeah. Then let me go to find out how to go to second base, third base, and then home. So it's a really big game. It's fun to me. It's a really fun game too. But yeah, the learning process is great, and there's so many things to learn about it.
Yeah, we have to get out of that quick get rich quick mindset, because can you get rich? Yes, real. And I mean, quick is relative, but yes, you can get rich relative, especially if you really funding your accounts and you really, you got to kind of hold on what you're doing. But I've noticed that when you stop looking for the home runs, that's when you find them more. When you're looking for that base hit, or you just looking to you know what I'm saying? You're not greedy, because that's the one thing with this stock market, that greed. You have a great day and you go overboard. Great days just mean stay consistent. Bad days mean stay consistent. Like you got to keep that mellow tone, no matter how good or bad the day is, because it's for the long haul. Yep. Some people can get over anxious, and like I was saying earlier, when you see it on Facebook and this stock is shooting up, that's when everybody want to jump in. I promise it's the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? If that's the moment you about to jump in, you're gonna be caught at the top when a lot of people finna sell off, and you're gonna be wondering, oh man, it's a scam. I knew it. No, you just didn't do the research and understand that you buying it at the top. You gotta wait. Now you missed it, and that's one thing. Sometimes you gotta realize I missed it. I'll sit back and wait and keep my eye on it, be patient. But I missed that right there by buying now. It's gonna end up correcting. I'm gonna end up being in the red. Might as well just wait, give it time to come back down, and then I catch it on the next one. You got to build up that long-term mentality, because I was like that, man. I see something shooting up. I didn't know nothing about buying. I'm thinking when it's going up in green, that means just buy. No, I need to see it correcting. I need to see it coming back down, dipping a little bit more if I've already missed the train.
Yep, for sure, 100%. 100%. And that get rich mentality is that's definitely something that our culture has. The shiny object syndrome is what I call it. Like, when you see something flashy, you just go after it. Don't even care about nothing else. Then you'll see something else flashy, and you'll go that way. So yeah, that mentality we got to get out of for sure. And I'm gonna say it: you're not gonna get rich starting out in the stock market unless you have a lot of money. That's just it. Like, people do get rich, but they have a lot of money to start out with. So we definitely got to say that, because people think, I started with $100 and I got 10 million. Like, nah, it doesn't go like that. The people that are making a lot of money, showing you that they made hundreds of thousands of dollars, is putting 50 grand, 60 grand, and one play is paying off. They're not telling you about the other 6 that they lost on, but that one pays off and makes up for it. So yeah, we can't be distracted by that. When we have somebody who knows the game, like, okay, now show me your whole portfolio. Don't just show me the one that won. Show me all of them. And people got to be transparent with that. And I feel like I am. I show my stuff a lot. there's good days and bad days. I posted on Facebook, you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but I'm still there. And then I'm adding more money when it goes down because I know I've invested in solid companies. I've done the research. I've looked at their financials, and I trust them. You know, so you just gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Staying consistent, doing the research, staying involved, and like my screen be on Yahoo Finance, or like I'm really immersing myself in it instead of just
Mm-hmm.
like doing it as a fad or doing it when I got time. I'm making okay. Now I got to give the stock market 2-3 hours a day. I got to because I'm in my.
Mm-hmm.
I got to check out the charts and see what's the patterns and learning these patterns and what's going on. You know, because I really want to do it all from the bond, the holding, the swing
Mm-hmm.
trades, the option trade. I want to do it all. I know some people that just like all I want to do is this part of it.
Yeah.
I love all parts of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really gotta study more and know because I can make money by the day, or I can make money for the long term. I can do a long a call or something, or I can just buy
Mm-hmm.
something. It's companies that I just buy that I feel like gonna be around for the next 20 years, so I just buy them for that. It's
Yeah.
companies I buy just for dividends, and a lot of them long terms are the dividends ones. You know.
Yep.
Then it's something like, nah, I need to print out some money every day. So I need option trades on. So I got about 4 or 5 I just focus on option trading with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just a whole strategy to come with it. But like you said, it becomes fun.
Yeah.
And I want our youth. That's why I really want to bring this culture to our youth because I want them excited like this for like a basketball game or a football
Yep.
game. I want
Mm-hmm.
them to look like the new company that's about to drop, or you know, like I that's my vision. I want to see the youth that's just excited. Like I get when I'm thinking about it, like I'll be on my phone too much, and I hate being on my phone a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
between that between that and just other stuff that I'm doing, man, I'm on my phone because I'm studying, or I'm on my computer all the time studying. I got the laptop right here. I'm looking at this. Like today, I did a call on Apple, so I was doing the back, you know, looking at the Apple of the last couple of days, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, I made, like I said, I made a little bread on that, but I still read it wrong, even though I caught it. So you know, like, and I learned the biggest thing with this is I journal everything where I made
Mm-hmm.
mistakes, said what I thought was gonna happen, what didn't happen. The you know, like if I feel like a certain pattern is showing up, so I'm thinking it's gonna do this and it don't. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't it do that? Then go back and
Mm-hmm.
look at the history on normally. Okay, so 80% of the time it will do what I thought, but you have to have your stop loss ready for the 20%
Yep.
of the time that
Yep.
it don't. You know, just stuff like that. And that's my biggest thing right now. I got to get real good at my stop loss because at
Yep.
first I was just like, okay, so I can win this or lose that. So I didn't even care about no
Yeah.
stop loss. I'm like,
Yeah.
then I have to like, hold on, no,
Mm-hmm.
manage your stop. You don't just lose
Yep.
everything. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
had to learn that and have a stop loss. Okay, because I'll be like, okay, 500 to if it go right, I get 2,000. If not, I lose 500. Okay, I'm putting up 500 for 2,000
Yeah.
instead of saying no. Oh, once it reverse on you,
Yeah.
maybe you only lose 200
Four
of that
fifty.
500.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
recalibrate it. Maybe now you
Mm-hmm.
can catch it down, or you
Yep.
know, it's just a whole thing, man. So I love it the same way I used to love thinking about football plays or
Mm-hmm.
you know, just whatever we like or whatever we grew up doing as hobbies. I want our youth to at least have some part of this is just something that excites them and really makes them real interested because we do all the shopping, we do the fashion, so a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these companies are already part of our life. We just
Mm-hmm.
not involved with them on the business side.
Yep. Yeah, and that's like that's how I look at it too. I look at it as a game, and I love to win. I'm very competitive,
Yeah,
so I'm like, I look at it as like, and I shouldn't even look at it like this, but this is what gets me right. Like I look at it as they're trying to take my money, even though they're not. I'm giving it to them freely. You know, I look at it as like they're trying to take my money. Like how I got to pick the right ones that's not going to take my money. Right. That's how I look at it. So I look at it as a game. I'm like, all right, one stock's going up, I'm winning. They can't tell me nothing. I'm the man. That's how I look at it. And for me, that gives me that good feeling like, okay, I'm winning the game, you know. And then on top of
what's going
that,
on,
I have
brother?
accounts where I just put money in blindly. I don't even see it. It goes straight to the account. And for me, that's the best way to invest because I ain't gotta look for it. I ain't gotta keep seeing it. You know, I ain't gotta say, oh, I'm kind of broke this week. Oh, but this account has this much money in it. I can pull out a little bit. Like I don't do none of that. I keep my account separate, so I ain't got to worry about that. Different banks, different institutions, so I don't even have to worry about that. And it's been working out great. I can tell you that. great.
Yeah, nah, and that's what I'm saying. Just building up that strategy and making it a part of your lifestyle. I don't want like I don't want us to think about this as like an extra job or a curriculum that we got to learn.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
want us to look at this like a skill set. Like when you're working out, playing football, when you playing basketball, like that you work on your game, you're getting better. I feel like this should be a sport that we just get good at. I don't care if you're playing football. I don't care if you're going to work every day because there's some people that ain't worried about just being rich. But
Mhm.
even if you go to that job and even if you love it, you should still be able to come home and be able to make your extra $200-500 a day
Mhm.
just off the market. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Or just $100 a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you just have the basics. Just and like I say, even if it ain't trade, you making $100 by swing trade. When you bought this company at a low price, it shot up. You sold $50 of it, and you know, and play with it like that. You
Yep.
know, I just want this to be a part of our life, no matter what we're doing, and
Yeah.
that's the main thing. Like everybody, like the big picture, I see a lot of stuff, but everybody don't want to go that far.
Right.
But it's like a guy told me about real estate. I know a guy. Well, I don't know him. I was getting mentored by a guy that has 1,000 doors. So every month he get paid off 1,000 doors.
Mhm.
Man, I would love that. That's
Mhm.
aspirational to me, right? But I
Mhm.
know a guy that he said, man, I got 3 properties because I got 3 kids, and I'm gonna leave them house to them.
Mhm.
But he don't want all that. But still,
Mhm.
he's still putting them in a better position than most people I know just by
Yep.
doing it like that. So even if
Yep.
on the simpler levels, you can still benefit and put your family in a strong position. And that's what it's mainly about. It's not
Yeah.
about who's going to get the most money to do this. How can you put your family or the people you love in a more powerful position where they're not as needy or doing bad like the majority of people in America?
Mhm. Yep. I mean, you got to think about it too. 3 doors. 3 doors is decent income. You
Yeah.
know, for what rent is these days, depending on where you at, you can be getting $45,000 to $5,000 a month
Yeah.
just from those 3 doors. You know, so it's crazy for people to be like, oh, they got 3 doors, I'm gonna blow them off. That they not doing nothing. Like that's still
That's big.
that's 60 grand a year doing
Yeah.
nothing. You
And
know.
he bought that for his 3 kids, and the oldest one was 9. So by the time the oldest one get 18, the other ones get 18, them houses gonna be double the
Mhm.
price easily. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. And probably close to paid off if he's doubling up on payments and all
Yeah,
that type of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So
He said
and,
that will be, yeah.
and that's just straight income at that point. Now, so think about this: you give your child a house that's paid off by the time they're 18, and they're getting money from it every month. They can do that for however long they want, and that's an infinite better start than most people get. Like if I was getting $2,000 a month out of high school, I don't know what I would do. First of all, I'd probably go crazy, be doing some stupid stuff. But that would have definitely set me up once I got my mind right. Once I got into my middle to late 20s, early 30s, and stuff like that, to get my mindset right, to be able to use that money to invest it like my parents hopefully wanted me to, and to have a better life for myself and for my kids, so we could pass that generational wealth on. Because that's what he's doing, setting up his kids for generational wealth. And if they do it right, they can set that up for their kids as well and pass it on.
Yeah, nah. And that's the main biggest thing. So when we talking about buying in the dips, that's mean opportunity. So when you hear buying the dip or it's crashing, that mean opportunity. A lot of people that bought a lot of the stocks, a lot of stocks and things in 2008 during the crash. All those people got wealthy after that crash. You know,
Mhm.
like the rich people rub their hands together and love when things are going bad because that's when they get the most money. Like during COVID is when the billionaires got richer.
Yep.
Like the rich always get richer when things are at its worst. You know?
I know I got more a little more wealth under my belt during COVID,
Yeah, yeah,
adding some stuff, and a whole bunch of stuff dropped, a whole bunch of stocks dropped, and those were the times I was like, okay, I was watching. So for instance, Royal Caribbean was one of them. Royal Caribbean, the cruise line, right? I think that mug dropped to, it was like 40 something dollars a share at the time. It's back up to like 160 something,
yeah.
like in just a few years, and they pay dividends. Like it's crazy how so I could have 3x my money plus dividends over 3 years. And I talked about the rule of 72, where where you double your money essentially every 7 years. But if I had something like that where I'm doubling every 3 years or every year or tripled every year, tripled over 3 years. So I think it stagnated for a little bit, but then it shot up. So even still, if I triple my money in 3 years, like just think about what would happen if I would have kept putting money into that. Just kept putting $10, $20 a week or whatever at that time. It would have been nice. There's so many times that I've messed up by not having my mindset right in the beginning of this thing. Like I said earlier on another podcast that we did, that I had Facebook when it was $50 a share, and I sold it because I felt like I needed the money, and it was in an account that I saw all the time. So I was like, man, I got all this money over here, So I sold them stocks and used that money for I don't know what, probably some Burger King or something stupid, bought a CD or something, and now that Facebook is $500 a share. $500, I would have 10x my money in just that stock alone. And I was putting money in there every paycheck, so it would have only grown over that time. So I could have really been set $500,000 easy.
Easy.
And looking back at that stuff is like, dang, if only I would have known, I knew a little bit, but I didn't know enough. Yeah. If I'd have knew enough, I would have been like, and which is what I do now. I prolong, like, what do I call it? Prolong, basically gratitude for now, or the satisfaction of whatever it is now, right? For the payoff longer. Yeah. So when I'm like, hey, I want to do a vacation or something, I'm like, all right. Now I reverse engineer. It's like, okay, now let me figure out how I can pay for this vacation without any of my money. And that's when I go to the stock market, and that's when I swing trade and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Other than that, I just buy stocks and let them sit, let them grow dividends and all that. But when I plan to do something, that's when I'm like, all right, I need to get serious, lock in, let me swing trade this, that, and the third. So 1 or 2 weeks, and I'll have what I need, and then we can go on vacation. So and being able to do that is just crazy. Like I really don't think most people know the power in that. It's like you want to do something, and all you got to do is say, all right, where's my laptop? Where's my computer and Wi-Fi? And $2,000 or $3,000, and I can make $4,000 or $5,000 and do whatever I need to do. Like the power of that is crazy.
It's super crazy, man, and that's why I definitely love coming on here, and we're gonna be keeping this conversation going, because I think just making it normal to have these conversations. I'm already trying to build up a little like an online curriculum to present, and that's something we could sit down and talk to for some of my youth students. I want to do something online where they can go and watch some videos or do some exercises and break them into the stock market, and then then we can level up from right there. But I really want to build something where we can at least the kids that sign up with me or mentor by me can have a stock market introductory package, and then go from there. And just like I say, making it cool, making it fun, and making it something of interest, like want to be the best football player. I want kids to be like, I want to be the best when it comes to this market. I want to be the best at dissecting these companies. Like I really want to build that type of sports out of this. So maybe that's something we can sit down and try to figure out how we can put together something for a lot of these kids that I mentor and build up that. Because if we can do that for this next generation, he said, and that's with the index market. I mean, you want to handle that? I deal with it a little bit. I mean, it just depends on what category you're talking about.
Yeah. If he's talking about, I'm assuming he's talking about indexes like the S&P 500, the Dow, stuff like that. So those type of things. So the S&P 500 is a makeup of the 500 biggest companies in all the sectors combined, and it's just the 500 biggest companies. So that's what that is, and that's kind of a gauge on what they use as the market being strong or not being strong. The Dow is 30 of the largest companies, and that is kind of the same thing, but it's just less companies that they use. So The Dow is a lot more volatile because it's only 30 companies, but they use that to measure the strength of the U.S. economy. So that's what that's used for. And it's that once again, that one doesn't have I'm sorry, what am I saying? That one doesn't have like so many companies in a different one. They only try to pull certain companies from each sector and not have it overloaded with, say, the tech sector. So there's not Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, all that type stuff in Dow, because then that sector will weigh down the average of the market, right? So they take 30 companies, 30 of the largest companies from all these different sectors, and that's what they use to measure the strength of the U.S. economy. Now the S&P 500, 500 companies, and that one is a little more weighted with tech and stuff like that because it's just the 500 biggest companies. Now NASDAQ is 2,000 of the largest 2,000 companies, and that's tech heavy. So the NASDAQ is mostly tech stocks. So when a NASDAQ is going down or up, you can bet that's Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, Micron, all those type tech stocks that are going down, or either a lot of the big ones that are going down, because Nvidia, Microsoft, and Google are the biggest ones, and those are the ones that weigh the most on those sectors. So, or those indexes. So indexes are basically just a lot of different companies, and they're used to by different companies, by different so S&P is Standard and Poor's, then the Dow, and then NASDAQ. So they're used by different companies to weigh how strong the U.S. economy is. That's basically what that is, and it's the same thing for other countries as well. The other countries have like the I forgot what the Japanese one was. They got the English one, they got the German one, and they got the Australian one. So there's a whole bunch of different ones that they use to weigh the strength of their economy, and that's basically what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say just really basically just different sectors. And when you talk about BRICS, it's just the other companies that's coming together. No, I don't know what happened in South Africa this week. I need to tap in. But BRICS is just the other, like really people that's trying to team up to make their money just as strong as the American dollar. That's basically all they're trying to do is they tired of being our little brothers and all this stuff. And because America do a lot of crazy stuff to a lot of countries, man. So there's some countries that's like we need our own power. We need it. Really, it's just a power move. And, everything is about money. So that's the long and short of that. But I don't know what's going on in South Africa. You heard anything about South Africa? You know what he's talking about?
I ain't hear about that. I try to stay in my own little bubble, man, much as I can. But yeah, like you were saying with the BRICS stuff, it's also like the euro. If anybody knows about that, that's all the European countries came together to pull their money together, so the euro will be strong as the dollar and as strong as the pound. So that's kind of the same thing, just pulling their money together so they are all in cahoots, if you will, to make sure that their currency stays up and good. Because if not, a lot of countries, as soon as they go into default or whatever, their money's going to tank. So they don't want that. So they join some type of they join the eurozone, or the eurozone basically, because those are the only ones really doing it. And they just basically teamed up. So all those countries that were failing, they joined the eurozone. So now their money is no more, and now they use the euro. So that's kind of how Venezuela went to Bitcoin, because their money was falling out the wayside and wasn't really worth much. So it's like, all right, we're gonna switch to Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin is like their universal payment method, their universal monetary solution, which I don't think is a great idea, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I know our dollar is, and that's why like this week I had a meeting. I'm just like I'm learning about a lot of stuff, and I always heard about buying gold and stuff like gold and silver, but I'm talking to people about that. But yeah, I know, and that's why we talking about the stock market, because our dollar is falling. So if you just sitting with your money in the bank, you just sitting with your money under the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like your money is eroding. You got to put it into some assets that's growing. So that's the main thing we talk about here, is trying to find a different. I don't really. Man, when I first started trading, I was into Forex, but I don't know. I ain't really never connect with Forex like that. So nah, but I do know that the dollar is falling.
Forex is wild, but so the Forex and the dollar eroding is not really the same thing, right? So the dollar is eroding for Americans because of inflation. So if we have our money under our mattress, price of goods in the US is still going up. So that's why our money erodes. But when you hear like the dollar's going up or down in the world, that's Forex stuff. And that's basically the strength of a dollar versus the yen or the euro or some other currency. So it could still be going up in the world, and you still be getting less value in the States because of inflation and prices rising and stuff like that. So that's what we talk about when we're talking about that. So just making that distinction, because when people are like, oh, the dollar going up, maybe my money under the mattress is good. Nah, that's not what that means.
Yeah,
I just wanted to verify that so people knew the difference between that. So
yeah, you're right though. The gold and silver never lose, and that's like, see me, I study wealth in general, so I don't have like one. And I always say that it's multiple ways of getting there. So it's not no one person has the magic key. I just like parts of a lot of different keys. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm into the market, but I'm into the market in a lot of different ways. I'm into business, but I'm into business a lot of different ways. And some people just like, I like to make my money on the front end of business or the back end of business or this part. And it's like I say, it all goes off your personality, to each his own. But yeah, that's why I'm into gold, and like I got stocks and stuff in gold, but I just met a legit, because I was always scared of that buying gold stuff, because I'll be feeling like, man, who am I gonna get it from? But I got, it's a real legit company that I've been researching, and they sell precious metals. You buy it and you get it delivered to you and all this type of stuff. So I'm thinking about getting into it a little bit, just because I know you can never go wrong with gold. If everything else falls, you can trade with some gold somewhere. But that's just me, just being a doomsdayer. I just do, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just a doomsdayer, so I want a little bit of everything. I love Bitcoin. I love all the digital money, but like I always tell people, I don't want all our money to be digital. That means somebody can stop it with a press of a button. I still want to have cash. I still like cash too. I like assets. So I like different levels of it, because I feel like we're in trouble if we only go one way. If we only go digital money, we're in trouble. One button, and we'll be looking like people in other countries where you can't get your money out the ATM. You're going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely don't want that world when it's only one. I love the Bitcoin. I love the stock market. I love the cash. I love the gold, the silver. I love it all. We need to keep our varieties of different ways to exchange and make money and make a living.
Yep, for sure. And then when we get into different levels, there's still other things you can invest in. There's, the startups. So I just invested in 2 startups this week. I invested in this rum company and a coffee company. And that's just before they even public, before they getting stuff out. It's like, hey, you want to invest? I'm like, yeah, throw some money at it, see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get into some stuff different ways. Angel investors and all that type of stuff, trying to get a whole bunch of stuff before it hit the market, before everybody else get a chance to buy stocks and stuff and all of it. Because when it goes public, I already have some shares before the IPO even comes out. So
that's definitely key, man. Too. It's definitely key. I think I'm an angel investor in 3 companies. And I really forgot about it until you said that, because I'm like that. I think I did that a couple years ago. One is Belladin. It's a black owned company too. She should be getting ready to go public, man. I'm just that type of person. If I see some stuff, I'll put some money into it, and if it hit, great. If it didn't, I would have blew it on something else anyway. I'd rather be a part of it. Like I told you that story about Bitcoin. I'd rather have something in, and maybe and that same money I'm gonna go blow somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I still get emails from them and all that. So everything still got that high possibility.
You got to keep a spreadsheet, man. That's what I do. Yeah. I'm like, all right, what I have too, I got to just write it down. But all right,
definitely got to do that, man. But yeah, but that's that. Appreciate y'all your feedback, man. Rice 320G. Dan, you got any ending words for the night episode, man? Anything you want to leave us with?
Cost averaging. That's what we talked about. So cost averaging is making sure you're buying stocks when the price is dropping. Now, I'm not saying just do this blindly. You got to know why the stock's dropping, and if it's something that can be rebounded from. So if a company files bankruptcy, don't go buy more stock. That's not a reason to buy more stock, because that's just going to keep going down. But if a company just has a dip, a supply chain, something happened, a hurricane, some natural disaster, something like that, and it drops, that's your opportunity to get in at a cheaper price and get some more of that stock, and bring down your average, or depending on where you are, or just get more of it if you're already in at a lower price, so you can get a little discount. So yeah, that's what cost dollar averaging is, man. And obviously, comments. We appreciate the comments. Y'all can always comment. We'll get back to y'all whenever we can, or it'll be a topic on another episode. So keep leaving the comments, keep dropping that. We appreciate that. And that's all I got.
All right, yeah, Rice. Hit me up on the email, man. rtr.records@gmail.com. Email me. Let's connect. You say you're here in Temple, but yeah, I appreciate that, man. We're gonna keep coming. We're gonna keep coming with it. I got a big. I'm trying to put this thing together so I can display it, but I don't know. I'm trying to add some music to it. I'm trying to jazz us up, Kinfolk, but I'm still trying to learn, man.
It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all about the information. We got to start somewhere.
Yeah, the long start. Long we keep meeting up, though. That's the main part, man.
Yep. I mean, we got people listening, so that's good.
I definitely love the information that you gave. I look forward for this week in the stock market. See what we're going on. I'm gonna be definitely taking my notes and getting ready for our conversation next week, man.
All right, can't wait, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you next week. You have a good week, man.
All right, you too.
Terrain, he's our regional manager for Temple, Texas. So just fill you in, Dr. Hollins, of some of the things that one of the cases that we're dealing with in Texas. And because what we're talking about, we were going to kick things going off.
Still rolling live.